aware that in recent weeks, Roblox has rolled out an update concerning chat that limits people who people can chat with to trusted connections, as they call it, and people within the age group. As the presidential candidates are pushing for activity, do you believe that activity is a realistic goal? And if so, how would you, as vice president, help the president in achieving these goals? That's my
Okay.
question.
I can't even
Let's
tell what
go.
you're
Hold
saying.
on.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
gonna lie to
Shut
you.
up. Shut up. Shut up.
Like,
I'm
I'm so
not.
I
Okay.
actually
I'm
can't hear what
moderating.
you said. Like, I'm so
Okay.
serious. I'm
I
sorry.
will try to reiterate the question. I
Whoa,
believe he
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
asking.
whoa. Khan did not give his statement.
Are
Are we just gonna skip him?
I didn't realize
I mean, who's
Khan
here
was
for
here.
bro? Why is he
Whoops.
proxying for both candidates?
Bro, Yusuf.
Why
Okay,
is
fine,
this?
I
whatever.
don't know.
Why is this debate so cookable?
Somebody
What the hell are
remove
we
me
doing?
from stage. I'm
Okay, there he goes. Well, Drive, why are you up here? I'm removing you as well.
I'm-
Okay, Yusuf, are you proctoring for Khan as
Yeah,
well?
he's for both. He's
Yes,
the
yes,
proxy for
both.
both JSJS and Akon, even though Akon is currently on stage and
That's
in
so
game.
That's so
Just let
cooked,
that be
bro.
stated to everybody who's listening to this.
Epic. You are a liar and an inactive.
Shut up!
senator.
I'm muting you both. Okay, I'm muting you both. There we go. All right. I'm waiting for Akon's confirmation that Yusuf is his proxy, because I don't understand why he would need a proxy when he's literally in game. Everybody spam Akon artist. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Okay. All right. Him being Yusuf. Okay. All right. Yusuf is proxying. Yusuf, you're gonna have a minute 30 for Akon's opening statement. Let me get my timer. I'll tell you when you can start.
All right.
You can start now.
Good evening. It is my honor to be here as the vice presidential candidate for Beth Hamza. Let's start with something simple. Activity matters. Leadership means showing up and doing the work and being present when it counts. And on this stage, I can confidently say I have been the most active person here. Even my political opponents would agree with that. As vice president, I have attended every session, helped organize them, and most of the time, I hosted them myself. I didn't disappear when things got hard, and I didn't show up during the election season. I've been here consistently doing the job for the American people. This election is about choosing leaders who have actually worked for the country, not people chasing titles, but people who are committed to getting things done. That is the standard I've tried to uphold, and this is the kind of leadership we intend to bring to this nation. And I'd like to take a moment to talk about my opponents. It's very hypocritical that they say, "Oh, he's on stage, but he's not talking." But let's not forget about Warlockings. Last night was on stage during the presidential debate, or 2 nights ago was on stage during the presidential debate, but had actually two proxies. He had to switch out a proxy because he couldn't even choose a good one. So let's not be hypocritical here, and let's choose the right candidate. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Akon artist. Let's move on to the first question. By the way, I'm going to be a little slow with these questions because I'm making them up literally on the spot. Okay, let's start. Let's start with this. You don't. No, that's his opening statement, Epic. You don't get a rebuttal. We're not doing fact checks. If you want to fact check somebody, you can clip them and fact check it later. But that's not what I'm doing. Let's start with this. So this is a question for all the vice presidential candidates. The vice president is one step away from the presidency. What specifically qualifies you to assume the office of the presidency in the scenario that happens? And what would you do differently from your running mate if you eventually became president? Let's start with Epic.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me get the timer. All right, you have 1 minute to answer.
All right. Okay, so let it be said, because I mean this is kind of rare in the group. Warlockings is very much a member of the Ford Party, and as it's been stated previously, I am the founder of the Pioneer Party. As far as policy goes, there are a few aspects where I do disagree with him. And as far as and specifically, you go back to the Senate too. Him and I also had our disagreements. That said, as far as what makes me prepared to assume leadership, should it happen, which it wouldn't, was I'm currently back. I have the time to be able to maintain this group, and I'm willing to do what it takes to ensure its success. As far as experience goes, for those who may not know, I was previously the community manager of one of the largest games on Roblox, NFL Universe Football. Look it up. And my main responsibility was to ensure the activity of the community through whatever means necessary. That said, NUSA is in a similar predicament. This group is struggling for members, it's struggling for activity, and I believe with the experience
time.
I have from game management, I would be able to help
That's
complete
time.
the transition.
Great. Thank you. All right.
I like to have an extra 5 to 7 seconds because he took an extra 5 to 7 seconds. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he can have it. That's
That's
fine.
fine. That's fine. All right. Yusuf for Broyorda.
Roy. Yep.
Okay, you have 1 minute and 5 seconds.
So, I'm one step away from the presidency, you see, one step away. And, if the tragic event of the president not be able to fulfill his duties, the why I'd be qualified to step up is, I mean, I've been in these high stakes situations before. I have the experience to assume the presidency. 3-time senator, House of Representative. I am the forefront of the JEGA committee in the Senate, and and things like this build your resume and build the type of things that you see that happen every day for the president. And this is why I'd be perfect to be the vice president of the United States. Thank you.
All right. Next up we have Akon's response. Though I would like to say that I do think that we should have another proxy for Akon or another proxy for Yurda. Like it should not be. Yusuf, you really
I'll
shouldn't be
proxy.
proxying for 2
Yeah, like
candidates.
I will
Um,
say,
I'll
like
proxy
who said
for
that?
if he's
Yada.
gonna speak for
That's not a
both, then I
rule. I can
mean,
proxy
I
for
kind of
whoever
want
the
more
hell I
time at
want.
that point. Otherwise, it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, let's how about
Or
Drive?
just let him speak for one
Nope,
person
I'll
nope,
because he
nope,
proxy.
basically
I'll
nope,
been
nope,
both
proxy. I'll
anyway.
proxy. I'll
nope,
proxy.
nope.
Okay. Drive. Who did you say that you proxy for?
Bro Yada.
Okay. Can you ask Bro if he'd be okay with that?
They're perfectly fine with it. I've already asked, but they're like
Can you-
off right now.
Oh, okay. All right, that works. So then Yusuf, you'll be proxying just for Akon going forward. Now, Yusuf, you still have to answer for Akon though, so you have a
Oh.
minute and 5 seconds to answer for Akon.
So for Akon artists, I've actually been president before, so I understand what the job requires. During my presidency, we had some of the most active periods in this community. We ran weekly battles, coordinated major operations, and even fought through a war where over 100 people were showing up to raids against us, and we beat them. Under President Bath, I learned a lot too, so I have extra experience. One thing I focused on was making sure everybody had a role. When people feel involved and responsible for something, the community becomes active and motivated. That approach is something that I would continue to bring if I stepped into the president role again. Of course, I hope that day never comes because I'm running to be the vice president and I fully support the president and the administration and we're building together. But if the responsibility did fall on me, I have the experience, the record, and the understanding to lead the country both through normal times and difficult times. And let's take a second to highlight the opposing vice president.
Time. That's time.
Extra 5 to
All right.
7 seconds. Thank you.
No, that was your 5. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Next up. All right. Second question. The vice president has limited formal powers. How do you intend to make your office consequential? And what would you be prioritizing as vice president? Let's start with. I'm just gonna have a random selector. Hold on. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT to pick a number. Pick a number 1 to 3. Epic Warriors 1, Akon is 2, and Broyorda is 3. It picked 2, so that means Akon's going first. All right, let's get Akon's response to that question. Yusuf, you have a minute.
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. So the vice president has limited formal powers. How would you make your office actually consequential, and what would be your main priorities?
You know, as you may not know, I am currently the vice president, and I have used my position for something called the Employment Initiative, which I was in charge of, and we can report to the public that 78 people are now newly employed through that initiative. And throughout this term, I've shown up at the United Nations, the largest United Nations that we joined under President Bath Hamza, and I have represented the president at the UN. And I will stand for him when needed. And I have done Senate sessions every single week, which is one of the constitutional jobs that um I have. So I have proved to the people that I can use my office to do great things. And yeah, that's why you should vote Beth Hamza and a con artist.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to Bro Yorda. Drive in. You have
Can
1
you
minute.
repeat the question?
Okay, let's just listen to the question the first time, guys. The VP has limited formal powers. How do you intend to make your office consequential, and what would be your top priorities?
So first of all, Bro Yada is currently the chaplain of the Senate and the most active senator in all of Noosa. As the chaplain, he knows all the dirty secrets. He could blackmail the senators to get them to attend sessions. He will make the Senate active again. In with all of his powers, he will convene the Senate so it's a big event so people attend the sessions. We have guest speakers. I don't see any other president like this VP right here, Epic, where he's been to one Senate session. One Senate session. One. Bro Yada's been to them all.
Is that the end?
I think that's
Okay.
the end.
All right, Epic, you
25% attendance rate. That's crazy.
Epic, you have a minute. Epic.
Okay, I'm here. Yeah, I just had to fix my avatar real quick.
Okay.
All right. So, as we all know, obviously the vice president, both in real life and in this group, for the most part, doesn't do shit. That said, they have a lot of informal powers, and with this new administration, assuming we get elected, which hopefully, the plan is to utilize those informal powers to their maximum extent. As it currently stands, I plan on lending a major hand to helping revitalize the Department of Commerce and Labor, specifically with the re-edition of the Common App to help both departments and the department to increase employment, as well as creating federal resources, i.e., server templates, graphics templates, etc., for small businesses to use in order to help them improve and expand, when they get started up. Besides that, in Congress, I plan on working in partnership with the Speaker of the House and the President Pro Tempore to bring back the Congressional Internship Program. While it did fail in its initial implementation, there was a lot of feedback on it
That's time.
that people did want to utilize, and so I do believe it's necessary to
Mitch,
bring
if I
back.
say it's time, you gotta stop talking. Thank you. Okay. Let's see here. Next question, we have a question from the audience. Let's see here. All right. How do you intend to address the Georgia situation, and what is your position on what the responsibilities of this country are on the global stage? Let me pull out the random number generator again. We have Epic. You're first up. You have a minute to answer.
Specifically on the Georgia session, I want this to be perfectly stated. They're going to deny this, but I was present when this happened. In the Beth Hamza group chat, back when I was originally a campaign staff member for him, there was a hypothetical proposed in a campaign VC where they hypothetically wanted to start a war with a non-Russia-backed UN nation in order to boost Beth Hamza's popularity with USM members. Let it be said, I do fully support war, and Warlockings also fully supports most wars. However, we do not believe that we should be starting wars simply because it's purely political domestically. That said, as far as Georgia specifically goes, we are committed to peace. Our goal with Georgia and that whole situation is we just joined this UN. We were originally denied membership in this UN because we're seen as unserious. So we want to work to gain the respect of the members first before going full on into the
That's
whole
time.
war aspects of it. Thank you.
Okay. I'd just like to reiterate something. If I say it's time, you can finish your sentence, but that needs to be the end, and you can't like keep talking for 20 seconds. You know, don't just do a run-on sentence. All right, let's move on to Boryorda. Yusuf, you have a minute to respond.
I thought drive.
Oh wait, sorry, no. Drive Van, you have a minute to
We
respond.
will go to war. We will put the DoD to work. These lazy DoD and USM people are sitting at their high heels. They're not doing anything. They're sitting on their butts. They're doing nothing. We are going to war. We're invading Georgia. Why shouldn't we invade Georgia? I hear all these liberal opinions on why, oh, we need peace. We need peace. Like this is all like liberal bullshit. Like, come on, guys. We are America. We are Charlie Kirk. Let's go to war. I just hear these liberals yapping and yapping about peace and talking it out. Oh no, there's a bomb. But we are America. We are second to none. We will invade Russia. We will invade Georgia. We will get rid of them all. There are, but I'd like to acknowledge our bombs being placed on the podium.
Don't worry about it. Okay, that's time. Yusuf, for Acon Artist, it's your turn. You have a minute.
All right. So the president has already talked on this, so I'll touch lightly on it. Our aim is to get this solved diplomatically, as he always has. And look at yesterday's debate. At around minute 40, they keep spreading fake news. We will go to war if need be. We are not scared. We have the best military ever. And they said we would never win the North Korean War, and we won it. They tried to impeach me for it, and it failed. And
You
it
have
gave
to
me a
you have
great
to
amount of
leave.
activity. We
You have to
have
leave and
given
rejoin.
USM over 6 wars combined, and we will need to go to war if need be. These fake campaign espionage haters are spreading fake news. And I'd like to highlight this. He said that Warlockings is mostly for war. If you look at the old debate, Warlockings was completely against war. How can we trust a vice president who doesn't even know the stances of their president? How can we trust that? And this is a game. This is a game. So if we need war, we'll
Time.
have war, and war gives activity.
Okay. Next question.
Can we wait for like the stage to reset? We kind of
Yeah.
got bombed.
We can wait a second. Roblox, what's the... What are we doing about that? Oh, okay. We're resetting the
Can we
server.
get rid of Johnny Guy's admin commands? He's kind of sorting himself, dropping bombs.
I request a rebuttal to that.
Let it be
Guys,
said, we do fully support war against the
hey.
low terrorism that is Johnny Guy 12.
You literally were doing the liberal like anti-war speech.
Well, no, I mean, we said no senseless wars, which, you know, if our
isn't a
request for
senseless
rebuttal was
war.
approved,
Silence!
I would be saying that. Right?
Order!
How is this senseless,
Order!
though? Yeah. How is this senseless, sir?
Order! I feel like the fucking speaker right now. Order! Order! Okay. Let's get this stage back up, and then we will continue. We are allowed to request rebuttals per John. Oh, do we want to do rebuttals? We can. Okay. From now on, I'll allow 30-second rebuttals. I'm not gonna allow a rebuttal on that question, but going forward, I will allow a 30-second rebuttal if you are mentioned. Like if the opposing candidate explicitly says your name and they like mention you, then you are allowed to respond for 15 to 30 seconds. I am waiting for admin so we can continue. Okay, let's get started. Next question. One aspect of the role of the vice president that has seen a lot of change, at least during the time that I've been in NUSA, is their role as president of the Senate. Some Senates interpret that very liberally and allow the president and the Senate to do pretty much anything, while others attempt to restrict their authority. What do you view as the role of the president of the Senate? Let's start with Akon. So Yusuf, you get to go first. You have a minute.
I asked, could we have a little more time since Khan has to like type out his thing to me?
Okay, yeah, we'll do Epic first. Epic, you have a minute.
All right. As a fellow senator, I have been a part of administrations where the vice president has been strong arming to the point where they're a dictator. I've also been a part of senates where the PPT had all the power and the VP was pretty much sidelined. My personal belief is that the vice president should be a happy medium. The goal is to lead the Senate, but in a sense where you're guiding them through different bills, through different motions, and ultimately allowing the senators to do more of the work while you generally oversee. That said, I do believe they should also serve as a spokesperson of the chamber as they're leading it. Specifically, whether it's like posting the agendas each week or leading the discussions and posting the results afterwards. I believe the VP should be active in where they're truly representing the Congress and serving as an advisor / guide to those who are currently present in the chamber.
Okay. Let's go on to Broyorda. You have a minute.
We will rule the Senate with an iron fist. These senators are bad. They don't respect the Senate. They don't show up for sessions. I know some people here that don't like show up to the Senate sessions. They need to be punished. He needs to rule it with an iron belt, not an iron fist, with an iron belt. To the speaker or pro tempore, they're lazy. They're bad. Bro Yada's attended everything. He has it with an iron belt. This session's gonna get the belt. All the senators, they get the belt. An iron fist. We're gonna have a strong Senate where every week everyone shows up. Not a weak Senate. Not a. We're gonna do whatever Senate with like Akon. We're gonna have a strong Senate. Oh yeah, that's like it. I'm like reserving my time for the end. I roll it for like the next question.
I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to keep track of that. But okay. And then finally, Akon, you have a minute to respond.
Okay, so as the president of the Senate, we need to make sure Senate sessions are held on time every week, which I have done for the past term and every term that I've been a vice president. And we need to make sure dumb senators don't mess up the Senate, and we need to make sure senators actually show up to the sessions. I'm not gonna say any names, but if you look up on this podiums, there's a senator here who hasn't showed up a lot. 75% of the time he doesn't show up. And the president of the Senate, he's a clerk, he's a servant of the people. I've been a servant of the people, and I'm merely their servant. That's all I am. I'm a servant to the people.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's see here. Next question. Sorry, I'm still trying to think up questions on the spot. Here, I'll ask this. What do you view as the single most important part of your candidate's platform? Let's start with Broyorda. You have a minute. Don't worry about it.
The most important part of
talk
our
on
platform
this,
is making
so I'll
DC
touch that,
active
Your
again.
Honor.
We need
Our
activity.
aim is to get this
We
solved
need to
diplomatically,
not
as
dream
we
of
always have.
not hope that the ownership does something, but take action. We need to jump on this right now, right here. Epic he lied about activity. Epic lied about having us being active in DC3 coming out in July. How are we gonna trust people like Epic Warrior to host events and be active and have active DC if all he's doing is banking on DC3? We won't tell lies, unlike some of our other candidates here. We will keep everything active. We'll have an active player base with DC2. We'll have community outreach programs. We are different. We are active. We care about activity. That's what we care about. We're going to make DC2 active. We'll make it a war zone from activity. It'll be so active that people are just going to be like, please, too much activity. We need less activity. We've had too much activity. Please, we've won so much.
That is time. All right. Per Epic Warriors request, we now have a 30-second rebuttal.
Nope.
What do you mean now? We agreed to this.
Hey, he gave me the
Nope.
right to a rebuttal, so.
You can also request a
Specifically, as
rebuttal
far
if
as
you're
that
mentioned.
comment goes, though,
Nope.
let it be said, based on. Okay, I'm nervous up here. The current status quo does not work. Majority of USM says leadership in place is pretty much failing them at this point. You personally have said the Navy's been failing you at this point. As far as activity goes, I personally believe that with warlockings in place, we have recruiting programs in place to bring in new numbers to the community and hopefully help improve activity.
Time.
Okay, well, I'll get to it later.
All right. Now on to Akon. Yusuf, you have a minute.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Haven't you been typing a response to it this whole time? Okay. Well, fuck, I forgot the question now. Oh, what is the single most important part of your candidate's policy platform?
We're gonna benefit from the United Nations community, the large